G'day, friends and fans. Welcome to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the books The Boyhood Arcade, Power Games, and Into the Hell's Bound. And yes, book launch today. Book launch. I should do a video on it later. The Erotic Tales of... the Erotic Tales from the Empire, book 4. It's available on Kickstarter, soon available on Kickstarter, pre-launch. We'll get into that later. But first, right, there we go. The bundle of holding, RPG news up front. So, I had troubles earlier. I don't know if anybody else has had this problem with browsers, but lately I've had issues with Internet Explorer. Of course, people are going to say, "Are you still using Internet Explorer?" Actually, I actually find it's the best one on my phone, and it used to be for a while the best one on my PC, and then for a while it was Chrome. Chrome is no longer super fast. I'm finding Firefox is the... I don't know what it is. So if you notice anything not ticking, you'll notice that sometimes the timers might not be ticking down or something. I don't know. But I've noticed lots of things not working, and it's not just on... and it's across the board. Pages not loading, timeouts. Anybody else get the sense of dead internet? I think that's what they call it, particularly on YouTube, where you got lots of channels with huge followings, but very little viewership. I don't know. Do you think the internet is dead? Is it all going to be now TikTok videos, where I'm going to have to do this on TikTok at I don't know, how do you do it on TikTok? Are they increasing length? Who knows? But I thought TikTok was banned. And still, most people on TikTok, although I've seen them, they just go tweet. Anyway, loyal viewers, hopefully you'll just persevere, like, share, subscribe, and hopefully I will not have too many issues, and hopefully people will rather be more forgiving than angry and pearl clutching. I get it a lot lately, particularly Democrats, liberals. They love to clutch their pearls and point out everybody else's mistakes. It's a way of saying, I'm better than you. I can see your errors. You're not as good as me. You're flawed. They love dragging everybody down, you know? But it's annoying when it's the browser, okay? It's not me. It's not my computer. It's the browser. When that's why things aren't loading fast, or you'll notice something's missing. Really, most people haven't complained. So I appreciate that most of you out there are not whining in my ear. No, I can't. It's not metaphorically, messaging me on X, pointing out my mistakes. Oh, I make mistakes. Oh, no, I'm a flawed human being. Anyway, I should get to the news and stop wasting your time. Fabula Ultima. Yep. This is a tabletop Japanese role-playing game from Need Games, Japanese-style RPG, console RPGs. Now, JRPGs, I would say the best of them are actually on PC, but tabletop gaming, I haven't looked at this set yet. I should soon. It's new. apparently very good. There's lots of good things said about it. It's has several styles: hard fantasy, natural fantasy, techno fantasy. And if you know me, you know that I love me some techno fantasy. And developing kingdoms, histories, villains, and clashing factions. I love that stuff. I love this stuff. And yeah, this is on my net. This is next actually on my list to acquire. And $14.95 to get all these books, fantastic. Especially given it's one collection, gets them all. You get an app. Look, Fabula gives you the tabletop RPG, your world, your story. All JRPGs do share several fantastic, extraordinary, fantastic stories in which extraordinary individuals could confront the darkness that threatens their world. And worlds are built around the protagonists and act as reflections of their doubts, fears, hopes, feelings, drives, ambitions. If you look at them, Chrono Trigger, Dragon's Quest, Granberry, Legend of Dragoon, Ni no Kuni, Octopath Traveler, The Legend of Heroes, the Tales series, and of course Final Fantasy. Now, these grew on consoles, no doubt. Still. Now you have the Atlas, Techno Fantasy, High Fantasy. There's two of them. So, and you look at the number of pages in detail. Then, of course, you've got the Game Master's Toolkit, abundant tools. A soul eager to be playful. Yeah, and... Oh, yeah, I'm logged out because I cleared all my cache. I had to clear all my cache to get the pages to reload. So, and this is, I'm using Firefox now, but still, it's ridiculous. What? And it's not the sites that are the problem, it's the browsers. Our Traveller sector only has a few days ago. They discovered new charted space, in the Traveller role-playing system. Now, Traveller sectors does not contain the main rules, and for that you have to go to Traveller Update, but it does have two parts. As most bundles do, you have the $17.95 for the base set and update to get the Frontier set. Now, to update, you have to beat the threshold price. In this case, the threshold price is $41.69. Now, why is that? Because you're actually in a charitable, quote-unquote, auction, and being a digital collection, you can auction it infinite times. So everybody's a winner as long as you beat the minimum price and you get the full set. Now, the core collection, minimum price, gets you the sector construction guide, everything you need to know to construct additional sectors from scratch. You also get the World Builder's Handbook to create and expand any star system and or planets. Next up is the Third Imperium, the complete history of the Traveller's Galactic Empire as it's never been told before. Next, we have Core Adventures. Now, these are the introductory adventures to Traveller, updated, I think, 2022. But it's the Mongoose version. Some people seem to care. Personally, I think it's the better of the two. You have it's update as well as that. It has been updated, but next up, level up. And you get the Frontier Collection. Now, with the Frontier Collection, what you do is beat the threshold price, and you get the entire bonus. I think most of you know how it works. Right, we have the Spiral Extents. This is the Beyond and Vanguard Reacher sector. Beyond the Claw gives you the source book for the Spinwood Marches and the Deneb sectors. Next, we have the Deep in the Dark, which is the Reaver's Deep and Dark Nebula sectors. We have the Trailing Frontier, the Lay and Gateway sectors. The Rim expansions, what it gives you the information, what lies beyond the Soleimani Federation. Of course, you have Aliens, volumes 3 and 4. All right, here goes. I recommend this, even though it is a little costly, $43 US. But if you're into science fiction and you're into Traveller, I recommend you update. And of course, that brings us to the Traveller update. And Traveller was updated originally. New version came out in 2022. Now, this is the Traveller Core Rule Update 2022 was additionally updated again in 2024. And you have the core rules. $17.95 gets you them all. Now, the core rules, of course, includes the core rules handbook, the update compendium, which adds a versatile toolkit for Traveller campaign, update 2024. No Traveller game is complete without ships. You always need a bigger ship. And, of course, small craft, vessels for your spacefaring needs. And, of course, the robot handbook, the guide to your plastic pal. All of this, one price, $70.95, which is actually a little bit more than what the core rulebook would normally get on its own. Now, remember, these are all digital. But, yes. Next, we have the 50 Dungeons collection. This is a classic dungeon crawl for 3X. If you understand, and I think I do understand that 3X is actually the most popular. 5 was popular for a while, but I think it's pretty much, how we say, gone woke. I know that might upset a few of you out there, but the general complaint is that it ain't D&D anymore, and that's what the woke do. They change things fundamentally because they believe they have to change the fundamentals of society, so they change everything at its fundamental core, and of course, they think they're superior, they're righteous, and so they don't care what you think. Now, the low-level collection comes in at $19.95, and Level Up beat the threshold price of $19. Forget 20 titles. Threshold price is $41.98. You get the Revival's entire high-level collection. So, first up, you have 20 adventures in the first, and 29 more in the second. The low-level collection. Pay the minimum to get the low-level collections. You have the adventures continue. Well, actually, begins and continues. You have the basic introduction. Then you have various intro modules. 10 intros. Then you have, branching off from that, you have follow-on modules for levels 3 to 6. And then you have Dungeon Crawl player aids for the Game Master. Now, level up and you get high-level adventures. Now, Castle Whitlock is a 15-level dungeon that takes months to explore. Now, I think last time I accidentally said it was a 15th level dungeon, not 15 levels. It has 15. It's a dungeon with 15 levels and 14 sub-levels. Now, this was previously scattered over various gazettas and source. So, yeah. put together into one collection. Now we have more Gazetta stuff here. We have classic dungeon crawls from the Gazetta of the Nine Realms from Goodman Games. We have additional Saga of the Dragon Cult, 6 dungeon crawl scenarios, and of course, Chronicles of the Feed, another dungeon crawl, Quest for Vengeance across 10 levels, and modules for levels 7 to 9, and 11 more for 10 plus. Now, this is a $572 if you were to go out and buy each and every one of these individually. Again, one of the reasons why I highly recommend the bundle of holding. Now, Hardwired Island is a retro future post-cyberpunk tabletop role-playing. Hardwired Island is a complete science fantasy RPG from Weird Age. Yes, science fantasy. I love me, as I said, science fantasy or techno fantasy, or punk with magic like Shadowrun. I love me that stuff. Now this is a set in an alternative 2020 in what's called the Anneal Cylinder orbiting Earth. Hardwired, it's about marginalized people using technology to try and change the status quo. The author gives you some reason Hardwired for $12.95 now. Some reason that's there. Right, you get all 6 titles in the collection. Retail value $64 for one price. Now, Hardwired Island, the core rulebook to introduce you to retro future cyberpunk about modern day problems. And let's not pretend that neither side has all the answers, and even together they don't have all the answers. Exploring them, it might make people aware, but I don't think should be taken seriously. So let's try not to be serious about it. Let's just accept that it's a game and move on. Now, Hardwired Island Tales from level 5. 3 scenarios takes on different aspects of the game. Cat Scratch. Cat Cafe. Deal with a crypto scam. Tinderbox. A disgruntled office workers at a corporation use their free time to goof off until they uncover a conspiracy that threatens their easy jobs. Super Ink Burst. PC street artists who disrupt the gated corporate community on the edge of the Grand Cross. Ordinary folks caught up in a corporate conspiracy. Pardon me. And it can serve as the beginnings of the Dreamer campaign. Well, obviously there's a campaign in this, of course. 2 Hardwired Island occupations that's what it is. It's expansion for Hardwired Island. Released on April Fool's. We have the Reborn for an Inseki anime and the cat that you play as a cat. I guess that's taken from the cat game if everybody's heard of it, Hardwired Island soundtrack, as it says, background music, and behind the scenes making of. Oh, it was a Kickstarter campaign. I must have missed that earlier when I was just reminding myself of what it was. Quickly looking back, I don't see Kickstarter well, but it's beautiful. beautiful artwork, stylized, very, I forget what it is very, it's not anime, it's, I'm trying to think, it's sort of cartoony, I guess, rather than anime style. But it's hyper realized. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, next up we have the Stone enemies. Monsters for the old school RPG from Stone Games. Now, of course, they're invoking Cthulhu. You can pretend you're not. Bizarre monsters, come on. Frightened, weird out. 87 twisted creatures for the enemies collection. Now, the enemies collection is one price gets it all. DRM free. $17.95 gets you the Essential Enemies Volume 1 to 8. Do they actually dare use the word? Nope, I don't see it. So we have weird monsters from a Monsters Patreon campaign. Each monster, yes. Essential enemies, things from beyond. You have the Astral Platinum, Building Box, the Crystal Kingdom, the Fire Horse, the Incandescence, the Light Collector, the Mung Spawn Monsters, Tentacle Man, and many, many more. Or 8. Old school. And Dungeon Robber from Outer Space. Again, it's screaming Cthulhu. Alien invaders, weird monsters, mind-bending creatures. School of Cthulhu in name only, and of course I think that's obvious because of rights issues. All right, it's an old school fantasy tabletop game. Enemies, anybody who knows D&D should know that it was revised and revived several attempts to get back to the original roots. Yeah, the old school fantasy role-playing game and many others. But old school, I think, is the most known and the most faithful reproduction of the original fantasy elements of D&D. Though I don't think they actually claim to be D&D. I forget now. I haven't looked at old school in a while. I should have. But if you're into D&D and you're into monsters, or playing Cthulhu-style games, this is for you. Now, as I mentioned, Erotic Tales from the Empire, Volume 1, Part 1 by David T Applegate. That's me. The 4th book in the Empire of the Elves saga. Continue or begin the saga with my Kickstarter. Right now, I have pre-launch page up. Links in the description below. Need your support. No, come on. Follow me. No, get a launch notification. Have a look. Check it out. Share the URL. Get the word out there. Now, we go over to Drive-Thru RPG, the largest RPG download store. Now, this is new from Lucky Dice Games. I mean, how new? Well, it was released today. Added to the catalogue, 10th of the 1st. I forget. Americans put month first, I know. I'm so used to translating it in my head that sometimes I forget that a lot of the audience are Americans who are going, what does that mean? It's October. Town Builder 1 and 2. It's a bundle for Dungeons and Dragons and more. Town Builder 1 and 2. Well, Town Builder 2 picks up from 1, and it's a town builder. It's not just a supplement. It's a way of expanding your current or creating new towns for your games. I love me some world building stuff. Now, of course, every so often, somebody will put out a new class or advanced class or a subclass for an existing class, of course. But this one caught my eye. This came out yesterday from TBM Games, Barbarian subclass, the Hollow Self. The Hollow Self is a barbarian who channels malevolent spirits in 5th edition. Allows you to build characters using the path of the Hollow Self. Love me some character building as well as world building. Now, all of this is thanks to my patrons. You can check out my Patreon today. Become a member. Get not just get access to stuff, all my videos, get notifications, get, depending on your level, you get join up, you get a battle map, access to a battle map, become a become squire, you get an additional battle map. You get additional battle maps. Yeah. So free members get one map. Free members get a map. Recruits, base members get a map. 4 maps if you're a squire, and 4 gridded maps, the same maps, of course, if you become a knight. Plus you get access to more material. Yeah. So artwork, just locked away. Just a bunch of funding artwork for my projects, which will soon be published, hopefully. Please and thank you. I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate any and all support you can give. So please like, share, and subscribe. Now, shout out to the Men's Room and LA Night 1992, 2 channels I regularly appear on. And of course, as always, please support me. You can support me on Ko-Fi, Future Fantasy, or at Patreon. I have 2. My writing Patreon is David T Applegate, and my RPG Patreon is Future Fantasy. As always, buy my books, buy my merch. Now, those links are found in my link tree, and my link tree is in the description below in my profile. Or use the QR code on the screen. Please and thank you. I appreciate any and all support, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye for now.